Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to my F1 2020 McLaren Manager Career Mode here for episode number 6 today at the Canadian Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the previous one, then be sure to check that one out. That was a really great episode for the team as a whole. Spoiler alert, with that P3 and P4, really mega result there. And I actually didn't notice it, but for good reason, because our engine, our legendary engine, is actually so good. It's the best engine on the grid. We leapfrogged from P5, because we were there just ahead of Renault, below Red Bull. We've leapfrogged everyone to P1 on the engine front, and we've got that same sort of engine being built in 58 days' time. So like I said, I jokingly said, you know, we should do a bit of Williams like we did in Road to Glory in that series, where we're just developing the engine and let that kind of, you know, be the overriding factor. But the thing is, every other department, like I mentioned last episode, we're bottlenecked because of our HQ. We've invested in our HQ. We've already done that, so that's on the way. But till then, we may as well invest in our best part on the car, which is the engine. And you can see, obviously, it definitely did help Carlos Sainz massively. So hopefully, once that second engine will come in, we've got two great engines for both our drivers. For now, that means that Lando Norris may struggle a little bit in comparison to Sainz, but to be fair, he had a mega comeback drive from P15 to P4, so you know, he did a decent job anyway, so it didn't really matter in the end. So all really good and dandy, and it's good for Canada, because the Canadian GP, crucial, is the low speed and high speed, which we're about P5 in, so pretty much where we kind of usually should be, but the engine speed is also going to be crucial, so hopefully the overriding factor will be pretty damn good. But it might be raining in quali, so we'll see about that in terms of the rain over the race weekend. But let's accept an interview off the back of that. Same typical question about the spraying the champagne, just going to say that. Pit crew review, let's have a look then and see what's what in terms of mistake percentage. Well, 7%, definitely need to swap this guy out, but we've got plenty of people to swap in, all very nice. 0.2, love that. Anyone else? 1.6, probably need to swap him out. We've got a level 16, which is probably our best bet, unfortunately, so we'll swap him in. And then in terms of the jacks, we're all fine. Fixing, we don't need to worry about. And then new hires, no one really great there, so I'm going to reject all of them. Apart from the rear jack, actually, that's a 19 that we could hire. So I could go ahead and hire him and fire someone like this person, because he's only on front jack and rear jack. Is he better than? No, he's not. So we'll go for, yeah, I'm going to fire this dude. And I'm going to hire this man right here. And that'll be a level 19. On the rear jack. We'll go into some more debt, unfortunately, but that's fine, that's fine. Swap him out for this man right here, and that won't really improve anything right now, because the front jack needs improvements, but level 19 here, swap in, that's an improvement, 2.15, that's awesome. Sweet. Right, we've got a good pit crew going. Obviously, the engine's still being made, so really not much else to talk about, but apart from going ahead to the Canadian GP, basically. Right, I've got another email about financial management concerns. I've got it, Zach Brown. You don't need to keep reminding me. In terms of the... we've got on the podium boost for Sainz. We've got a team morale down by 10. We've got improvability and mechanic relationship plus 10. Do you have any plans for a new rear wing anytime soon? Not exactly right now, Sainz, but we'll get to it eventually. We've got a 40% chance of rain for Canada. So that rain that's coming on Saturday might well bleed over into practice and the race. And if it does, well, our car has seemed pretty okay in the wet. I mean, we had that one practice session at China where it seemed pretty good, and obviously the end of the Chinese Grand Prix seemed pretty good, and we've got the engine power, so I wouldn't be opposed to it, to be fair. Tyre selection, tyre wear's high, so we'll take in 6 sets of Ultras. I imagine if it's raining, we'll probably need some soft tyres, probably won't use Supers, so I'll take in 4 just in case we need to use them, but I think we'll probably use Ultras and Softs and really kind of disown the Super Soft tyres once more. In terms of fit parts, I think everything's all the same because we don't have any new parts to talk about, really. So it's all just what as we were from the last episode. Right, taking practice. It is going to be raining at the start of practice then, and it's going to full heavy rain actually by the time we get through this session. So I'm going to go race trim and quickly go on on inters right now, but might need to swap out to the full wets very, very soon as the rain comes quite thick and fast within about 3 laps. That'll be, I think. But may as well get some inters knowledge done, and race trim might mean that it's going to dry out at the end of the session. It looks like just a bit, so. I don't think many people will be getting much useful running, really, in this session, as now we're already getting too wet for these inters, basically, so we're going to slow down quite a lot there on the progress as we get to full wets. I think we may as well continue, or are people going to come in for full wets? Are they going to come in? I mean, it's only maybe one or two more laps out there. So I'll just stick that. I'll just stay out on inters, even though that progress bar probably will slow a little bit as we get to full soakage. That's not a word, but we'll just use it. But now it's going to start coming down. There we go. Sun's going to come out, start coming down, and we'll get level 2, probably level 3 easily here on inters and race stream. Just keep on going, really. Although we would do, but I've got to bring them in now, as we've only sent them out with that much fuel in the car. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Probably should have gone for a lap stint just to get them level 3, but I can send them back out again to do that. But who's coming in first? Is it Sainz? Yes, it is. Right, setup-wise, very poor. So, might have the knowledge. The setup, though, is very poor. I don't know why we're so high on the downforce here. I'm going to guess lower downforce. Although, I've said that before, and Canada's been quite high, but no, I'm going to say low downforce. Handling-wise, towards oversteer, speed balance, top-end speed, I'm going to say towards there. Right, let's try that out. I'll send them back out on their intercept. And Lando, the same thing. Bring that down. Bring this up. Right, it's going to dry out, but we'll just get level 3, I think, on the inters and the race trim. So if it does rain in the race and quali, I'll be fine with that. I'll be absolutely fine with that. And Sainz, great timing for him. He can come in just as we finish that. And we can now pop onto a set of dry tyres. And the setup's looking much better there. So we'll go quali trim, 3 laps. And these go 16. Those go 12. I'll take in ultras and pray that there's some rain in the race. So we can only use ultra knowledge, basically, or into knowledge. 96% though on the setup, which is very, very decent for him. And Lando 3 greats, which is not as good, but still decent enough. 92, a little bit of fine tweaking maybe needed. Maybe a little bit even lower downforce, maybe just a tad potentially, and a little bit longer on the gearbox. Let's try that for size and see how he likes that. Out on ultras, let's go. Right, I've got level 2 on quali trim and the ultras, and now the session's pretty much over. 1 minute to go, so we won't get anywhere near level 3. So just going to bring them both in and end off the session. In terms of setups, we've got still obviously that same one for Sainz on 96%, you'll see. And then for Lando Norris, we had to tweak it two times because the first tweak I made wasn't correct. But the second time round, 96 there in the end. So good stuff. Both are 96, both with some sort of knowledge for quali at least. I mean, if it is, it said heavy rain in quali, so I would hope that we are going to be using inters there, so we've got good knowledge for that. For the race, maybe not so much, but everyone's in the same boat. Alright, here we go then, Q1, and at the moment it's dry, but it's going to start raining pretty soon after we begin. So in terms of knowledge, I'm going to take an inters knowledge, because I think it's going to be raining by the time we get to Q3. I hope. If not, then that's a bit of a gamble. But we only got level 2 on ultras, so yeah, it's a good toss-up. But right now, I'll send them out on a set of supers and just get through into Q2. We should be able to get a lap done before the rain comes down. And I don't think everyone else will be going out a little bit later than us. So literally we're the first 2 cars out on track. So just get the lap done. Even if it starts raining at the end of Sector 3, the first 2 sectors will be fast on dry tyres. You can see now it starts to rain as we finish the lap. So they'll come across the line and bang in that lap time, along with Sebastian Vettel. And that should be comfortably into Q2 as everyone else is setting lap times. But you can see here the rain's already coming down now. So people are getting affected, as they're going to be anyone that's caught out here. Because you've got the likes of Bottas way down in P16 there, so he's almost caught out. Unfortunately, though, all these guys were going even slower. And so Ocon might be knocked out in Q1. So that'll be a bit of a shame for Renault, of course, one of our rivals in the midfield. Unfortunately, though, the racing points all look good. Toro Rosso's, Haas, I think they made it through, whereas Grosjean's through. Magnussen's not, though. He's knocked out. But no other big names knocked out in Q1, to be fair. Right, Q2 time. Right now, it's actually all dry. So I'm going to send them out on a fresh set of ultras and set this lap time before anything happens, but it looks like it might be annoyingly just an all-dry session, which means that if it's dry at the start of the race, we will have to start on this compounded tyre, which is unfortunate, but I guess that's the way it works. Obviously, we had that in the Ferrari career mode where I wanted to try some sort of alternative strategy and start on a different compounded tyre, but we just never got that luck of it raining in Q2, did we? So alas, we'll go through, but let's see. It's a bit of a bad outlap there for Carlos Sainz, but let's see how this lap time goes. Purple in the first sector. He's actually gone quicker than Sebastian Vettel in the first sector there, Carlos Sainz has. Let's go across the line. Let's see. And Sainz 4 tenths off Vettel there. Norris then a further a whole second there. So that really is the difference of the engine. That's Carlos Sainz obviously having the 4.5 stars, which is going to make a difference as well. And the engine makes a massive difference. And now Sainz is in a very, very lofty position really compared to Lando Norris now. Obviously, it makes no sense to give Norris the better engine, because Sainz is the better driver now on paper, because he's got that boost stat he got last episode, so there's no point giving him the better engine, although it would be kind of nice to have them both up there, but we're just going to have to wait those 58 days until that second engine's made, so both of them have a good engine in the back of the car. And so it might mean that Lando Norris again is knocked out here, because our engine's the only good thing going for us, it would seem, because it looks like the rest of the midfield guys have caught us up in the other areas of the car, because Norris is on the verge of being knocked out. If Vern can set a good lap time there, hopefully not. Let's see as he comes through. No, Norris by the skin of his teeth right now is through into Q3. No rain to come. I'm gonna send Norris out again. I think we need another lap with him. He needs another one. He won't get through otherwise. Right, Norris with the green first sector, green second sector, that's 6/10 off. That'll be a much better improvement across the line, and it is an improvement, a much better improvement there. That's more like it. P8, only about, what's that now, 7/10 off, so he shaved off about 8 seconds there. Well, not 8 seconds, about 8/10 or 6/10, or I don't know, but he shaved off a decent amount. So P8, that's good, should be through into the top 10 shootout. And let's hope for some rain then, because we've got the knowledge for it, so that'll be useful. I think with the knowledge of intermediates, our engine, and Sainz's performance, we could try and match this P3 and Q2 and Q3, you know. I'm confident, Alright, here we go then. Sainz going to send him straight out. Is it going to rain? No, it's not. Track grip's pretty high. It's going to get higher later in the session, but I'll send him out anyway on one lap. Here we go. With Norris, I'm going to set a banker lap time on super softs because I want to save ultras in case, because if it's not going to rain right now, it might not rain in the race at all, so we need to save tyres as we might need them. Right, so at the moment, Sainz 1.5 off Vettel, so I don't know what on earth happened to Sainz's lap there, but it was a horrendous lap. And Norris obviously is going to be in last place on those super soft tyres, but that's the banker lap. Track grip's going up, no rain to come, so I'll just wait to the end of the session when it's at the highest peak, basically. And then we'll send them out right at the end there. Definitely no rain coming. Definitely no rain. Yeah, all dry. Unfortunate. So in hindsight, should have taken the ultra soft tyre knowledge in, but you can say a lot in hindsight. So going to send Norris out now on this set of ultras. And I'll wait and send out Sainz now. Decent amount of room there. Right, I got a perfect outlap there for Carlos Sainz, so let's hope that is a decent lap for him. Lando Norris at the moment on his lap as well. Let's see. It's going to be obviously greens, I'm hoping, for his sake there. But 1.4 would put him about P6, you know, which is decent, actually. So a lot of people have gone slower here. Very, very odd session, really. Very, very odd session. Norris then, green. What will it be across the line? It's going to be P9. So he does improve, but he's not even quicker than Sainz's first lap time. Sainz has improved, but not by too much there across the line, and it is P6 in the end. I don't know what on earth happened there, but the top teams just gained another gear. 1.2 to Vettel after being 3/10 off him. Madness, but at least we're best of the rest. Beats Albon didn't make it through to the top 10 shootout, so best of the rest there, P6. Norris beats both racing points, which is pretty decent, I think, in my opinion, actually. He's done well there, so I would actually say that it's a pretty successful qualifying session, if you take into the fact that these guys all just gained massive amount of time in the last session for, well, I don't know, I would say no apparent reason, but maybe, I don't know, maybe they just settled into the track finally with track grip. Right, so for the race, track grip is low, and at the moment it's going to actually start raining later on. We can't tell because we don't have a high enough forecasting center to tell if that's going to be for a long while or a short while. I am going to take a gamble and hope that the rain's there for a while. So we're going to take an Inter's knowledge. We didn't do quali with ultra knowledge, and we still got P6 and 9. So I think it's worth the sacrifice there. We have to start on that compound tire, of course, go full out, we'll go pushing and overtake mode. These tyres won't go long, though, will they? They'll literally go, like, a few laps, 6 laps. So we'll be pitting again. I say we go hard and fast, pit again onto another set of ultras, and see that through to when the rain comes, I think. Right, so here we go then to 5 red lights to the Canadian GP, P6 and P9 on the grid with Sainz and Norris. 5 red lights are out, and we're on the way. It's a shaky start for Sainz there, kind of yo-yos about into turn 1. He's up into P4 though eventually. Norris remains in P9. So let's watch out for him as he can maybe make some moves at the hairpin. Sainz has got Bottas down his inside, but he's kept the position to P5 now. Maybe he gets Hamilton down the straight. Look at our engine power coming through there. Clutch. And he's up into P4. Lando Norris drops down to P10 momentarily there, so he's not having a great time of it right now. We'll go full out attack now. Let's push on and try and close up a little bit. Look at this. Oh, up into P3. This engine is bloody brilliant on overtake mode here, you know. Up into P3. Ricciardo, to be fair, though, and the Renault is in P2, and the Renault doesn't have such a crazy engine. He's just in P2 just after electric start. I don't know what it is. The Renaults, at least one of them gets a great start. Oh, no! We didn't see the crash. Lando Norris has crashed out the Canadian GP. I didn't see it there. I saw someone DNF'd. I was looking for who it was, and then I saw a corner of my eye. What on earth has happened there? Lando Norris, I don't know if he got in a crash with the altercation with anyone else, or just, I don't know. But he's in the wall, and he is out of the Canadian GP. So now it is only Carlos Sainz. We're flying the flag with Carlos Sainz. So that maybe makes our life a little bit easier in terms of there's only one driver to look after. But now that's a bit of a shame there. That blows the entire race a little bit in terms of getting a good double points finish. It's now up to Carlos Sainz in P3. Can he do anything to continue his podium streak, perhaps? Maybe this is the start of a streak. I don't know. But Vettel's close behind, though. But we could overtake Ricciardo before Vettel gets us, maybe. Let's see. No, we're getting swarmed a little bit. Down to P5 now as we're pushing a little bit less on the tyres. Oh, and Verstappen's crashed. He's into the wall. He went straight on a turn one there. So 2 crashes. So Canada proving to be quite difficult on the brakes, it would seem. Both times it looked like they just kind of spewed off into the wall. Sainz now down to P6. So a bit of a reality check for us, down to P6. With the lack of aero, maybe. The engine power can only take you so much. But now I think we should start pushing as we go on to lap number 6 then. And get back up into P4 maybe. There we go. Tyres overheated, but we're going to come in on this lap now for a pit stop onto another set of ultras. And pit in, fast pit stop. Rain's coming. And rain will... the rain's not going to stay for a long while, is it? So that's a little bit annoying, but we'll be in. Go low fuel now as we come in. Alright, good pit stop, lads. Come on. Good pit stop. Nice. And we keep ahead of the Ferrari, I think, of Leclerc. Leclerc has a bad pit stop there. He's a horrendous pit stop, Leclerc. He's down to P21 there. So now we are continuing to fight Bottas in the traffic here. Where is Ricciardo? He's still gone on. Right, so we're pushing hard now these ultras because the rain will come down in about 2-3 laps time. So just making sure we use the tyres before we come in. We're up to P6. Tyres overheated. We've overtaken Ricciardo, though, so that's good. So now the only guys ahead of us are legit the top runners, including Albon, who started on the soft tyre. So he's getting himself back into this Grand Prix already with that alternative strategy, so fair play to him. But now we're pushing hard on these ultras, wearing them out, because the rain will start coming down in this next lap here. Right, rain's coming. We're pushing hard. And now we'll go on to a set of ultras, I think, on this next lap. Tyres are wearing out a little bit, though. We're keeping up pace with Bottas, though. All right, Inters. Fast pit stop, come in. On low fuel. They don't come in. Interesting, okay. Right, we're in. Ultras, good. Go out. Not ultras, Inters rather. And now we'll... actually, you know what? It is raining for most of this race, actually. There's a little bit of a dry period right about lap 20. But for the most part, it is raining for most of this GP. Fair play. Right, going to go on pushing and low fuel. We need to save fuel desperately now with Sainz. And now we're through up into P7. As people are still yet to pit onto ultras, so we're gaining time on those guys. So this will be worth it, I think, in the end for us. Just go conservative now. Bottas has crashed, actually. He's crashed at this GP. Where did he crash? In the same place Norris did. So the brakes are really proving to be an issue there. So 3 DNFs, 3 pretty major DNFs for Norris, Verstappen and Bottas in the kind of top flight players. So we will be up one more free position there. And right now we're closing up to Ricciardo, who's yet to pit for the Inter, so we get up into P5 then very easily. Hopefully we'll close down Raikkonen for P4, so slowly but surely we're gaining these positions. Albon, though, is in P3 on Inter, so he's the only man kind of ruining our podium chances here, and he was the man who got knocked out in Q2, so he's done a bit of a madness, to be fair to him there. But here we go, past Raikkonen. Let's conserve the tyres now, make sure we can stretch them, but now we've got some fuel to play around with. Right, the track's pretty dry right now. Just got to keep this going like this. Let's go medium and conserve. Just watch out that Norris, that Sainz doesn't crash in this period of time. Ricciardo's on supers. That's a bit of a big gamble there because I don't think it's worth it. We'll just keep going like this. Keep going like this. Just going to have to wear out these tyres. Do we come in for new Inters? I think we do. Because, yeah, it starts raining now. Yeah, right. Come in on this lap for new inters. We're on 10% tyre wear. Definitely time to come in. But for new inters, not slick tyres. Fast pit stop. Right, we're in. Vettel pits in for inters. So, yeah, it's definitely time to come in for inters. Here we go. 6% tyre wear. Very, very close. Decent pit stop. Good stuff. Out in P6. But we don't have to pit again, whereas these guys do. Or at least Sainz does. Raikkonen does not. So we have to overtake Raikkonen on track legit. So the man who got a very decent, lofty I think it was P4 at Portugal, is once again in P4. Fair play to Alfa Romeo and Raikkonen, but can we try and chase after them, please, and overtake him? Right, close it up on Raikkonen. Still got a bit of fuel to save, so that's the only annoying thing. I can't use overtake mode right now. Once we get a little bit close like this, okay, I now might use overtake mode. Go full out attack, overtake him, get it done. And then, yeah, come on, get him. He's got issues with his car. There we go. Right, low fuel now, mate. And backup mode. Save the tyres, save the engine. And we'll solidify P4. Unfortunately, though, for us, Albon has done an excellent job. He's done an excellent job of P3. So, there's just no getting him, basically, unfortunately. We just got to solidify P4, really. But, at least, I mean, that's still pretty damn banging. P4, very, very solid. But, it's annoying. So it works like that in real life F1 sometimes. Sometimes when you're not in Q3 and you can start on an alternative tyre, it works out better for you than being in Q3 sometimes. And that's what Albon showed. That's what Lando Norris kind of showed last episode. So fair play. Right. Oh, what the? We're under investigation. It's what? What happened? He's got a 0%. He's got a 0% front wing for causing a collision with who? This back marker. Giovinazzi. Oh, I think he crashed into... I think he hit Gio. Oh, my God. He collided with Giovinazzi. He's got a 4%... he's got no tyre. His tyres are gone. He's got a puncher. Oh, Lord. Come on, man. Right, fast pit stop. Change that. I think we'll still come out in P4, hopefully, or P5. I don't know. Let's see. Right, he's in. Fast pit stop. Come on. Good. Oh, there's a mistake there. P6. Right. Flat out attack. Come on, mate. P6. Get P5. And Ricciardo's on super softs on a damp track. Surely we get him back. Come on. So drama at the end here. Big drama at the end. Come on. Keep on pushing. We should get him. Surely. Vettel spun in the lead of the GP. He's still leading, though. He's still leading, but he did spin. But we're closing up on Ricciardo now. Come on. Get him on the last lap. Or on towards the last lap of the Grand Prix. Come on, get him. There we go. P4, get it back in. Good stuff there. Ricciardo's collided with Raikkonen now. So now he's got a 10-place grid penalty. He's got a 10-place, 10-second penalty there. Madness. So it's all kicked off right at the end here. But in the end, Vettel wins it. Hamilton second. Albon does get P3. And we had to make a pit stop in the end of it. So it didn't even matter in the end after we collided with a blue flag car. So we come home. Best of rest. P4. That's still a pretty decent job, I would say. But fair play to Albon. He's done a good job there. And so he just about keeps Red Bull outscoring us. But we have a penalty for... we have a penalty with hitting Giovinazzi. So we get P5 in the end. Raikkonen gets the P4. I didn't think we actually got hit with a penalty in the end, though. That's annoying. So Sainz remains in P4. Constructors-wise, we're still P3 then, 92. But Red Bull have closed up quite a fair bit already. 89 there. So... you know, like we said last episode, you know, we may be a decent amount ahead. They can close up like that. So we just going to keep on going like this and try our best. But unfortunately, Lando Norris crashed. But obviously, Verstappen crashed. So, you know, swings and roundabouts there. Right, 2 million in the bank. So we're back in the green. Zach Brown can stop pestering us in terms of financial issues. And so we're all good. So in the end, it was still a decent Grand Prix. I feel like we ran Sainz's race as well as it could have. Minus the penalty would have been a pretty decent job. The max we could have hoped for, maybe. Obviously, though, disappointing to see Lando Norris crash. Hopefully, that's not a pattern. That will be starting now from this episode onwards. So, guys, if you did enjoy this episode, be sure to hit that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you are new around here, subscribe for weekly full-on content. I've been aarava. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.